Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I haven't made a video in a very long time. I think my last video was like a pad review or something like that. Like it's been a very long time. So thank you for y'all that are still like watching and stuff like that. That's crazy, but like thank you. I'm gonna try to be posting a lot more videos because I have like time now. But yeah, what I'm gonna be doing today, as you've seen in the title, I'm gonna be learning some post 2018. And this show was like a really good show. I think it was underrated, to be honest. I think it was a really, really good show. The pit music, in my opinion, was just beautifully written, like, oh my gosh. But today I'm gonna be learning some of the snare music. I'm gonna be learning the opener, and also I'm gonna be learning, I'm gonna learn the snare break, like the big one, and like movement, the beginning of movement 2. But I might learn a little bit of the closer as well. I didn't get all of the parts to the like whole show. I don't have all of the transcribed parts to that because of my transcription library that I have. It doesn't have all the parts. I was thinking of transcribing it, but I don't want to. That takes a very long time. And there are not a lot of good angles of these guys playing it, so it'll just be really hard to spend a whole day transcribing every single note. And for the parts that I have in the transcription library are the biggest parts anyway, the parts that people would probably want to play for themselves. So the reason why I'm doing this, I just want to show you guys like what I do when I practice, when I get new music for a show that we learn and stuff like that. And hopefully you can see something that you might want to implement into your own playing. Hopefully you guys like it. Let's get started. So I pretty much got the opener kind of done. Man, the opener is like not too hard. You have some like repetitive rhythms in here, which is pretty nice. Yeah, but I mean, this stuff is still pretty choppy. Like it's at like 2 something. It's like 204 or something like that. Like it's some pretty fast stuff. So if you're trying to learn this, like take it slow at first, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it to a met at like 170. And then I'm gonna like go higher from there because it's some fast stuff. Just remember, keep the rhythms open. So one thing I want to say, I don't know why this is happening, but one thing I want to say is like on the snare break, the rhythms are a lot more intricate. You got some like some 9-lits with some ornaments on them. You got some 5-lits with a lot of ornaments and stuff like that. So what I like to do with especially like snare breaks, solos, and like features and stuff like that is take it bar at a time. Take 1 bar, perfect the rhythm, add another bar, then go back, take 2 bars. After you get those locked in, take 3 bars, go back and do all 3, 4 bar, go back, do all of them. And then you really just like, you take bit by bit until you can play the whole thing from top to bottom. But yeah, like there's a lot of muscle memory you have to get down in this break because it's pretty dense, and you know, just like the opener, it's pretty fast. We're at 190, so we're playing these rhythms that are really dense at 190, and John Mapes doesn't care. He really doesn't. So let's get back to it. frustrated. I've been sitting here for a couple hours and I realized like something isn't lining up. Like I have the snare break here and I'm like, something isn't lining up with the rhythms on this transcription and the rhythms that I'm hearing in the finals video. So I realized this transcription that I have is missing like a whole bar of notes or something like that. Like I knew something was off. I'm hearing paradiddle-diddles in the music, but I'm hearing rolls and fivelets here. Like it's not lining up. So I decided maybe the person who transcribed it just is really bad at transcribing, and maybe he heard something that was not what it actually was. And then I got really frustrated and I decided, maybe it's an early season. You know how there's like early season transcriptions? Sure enough, I scroll up, it's an early season transcription. And so I get really frustrated and I say, well, I've already learned most of the finals transcription. Why don't I just transcribe the last few bars or whatever by myself? So I try to slow down the video and stuff like that. And I mean, it gave me a headache. I really could not figure out these rhythms. And I just decided, you know what? Let me find an early season video. I'm just gonna record an early season snare break. And so I go and I literally have it right here, the early season snare break. It's right there. And I'm trying to do the snare break, right? And I realize still the notes on the early season snare break transcription aren't even lining up with the early season video. And like, I just find mistake after mistake, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this transcription is just giving me a headache. So like, I'm just like, I've been sitting here for hours learning something that's not even what's in the video. They never played this ever. So here's a message to you guys. I've transcribed a couple things before. You probably have too. You probably know somebody who transcribes. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of focus, but don't do it if you don't have the effort to like do it right. Like a lot of these rhythms are kind of just like, oh, what it sounds like. Let me just throw it what it sounds like. But when people go and they search for a transcription of a piece of music, they want the actual thing. Like they want what it actually is. So if you're gonna transcribe something, make sure that you actually take the time, slow down the video so that you can see every single note, every sticking pattern, everything. Make sure everything is legit and do not publish it until it's completely perfect, right? And if not, you're gonna have multiple people sitting here looking at your transcription and wasting hours of their time playing something that you wrote that's not even what their favorite group is playing. So I did do the opener, so I'm gonna show you guys the opener. The notes are a lot easier in the opener than they are in the snare break. So I know that it's pretty hard snare break, but just transcribe better. And if you can't, don't worry about transcribing. Leave that to like other people, because I know it can be really hard. And I just don't want other people to be sitting here for hours like I had to, learning something that was just totally not what it was supposed to be. So here's the opener. Yeah, so that's what you saw. I kind of just let it go after like a couple hours of trying to perfect it, but I can be really picky about my playing. But you know, at this level, I don't think a lot of writers really keep in mind the playability of the music. They just kind of figure, okay, that rhythm, sounds good, let's put that in there. They don't really care how fast it is. We're playing music at like 204, 190, like, and it's like some fast stuff, some dense stuff. I feel the tendonitis coming up my arms, like I'm just, And I played the whole 2017 book for Pulse, and it was a great show, not only because it sounded great and the concept was great, but also because it felt really good in the hands. like just playing it was just a good experience, and I might actually do it again because it was just so fun, and I feel like I could perform it even better. So look out for that. But this year, the music was great, but like playing the music, like it was physically challenging. Maybe I just suck. Maybe that's it. Who knows? But I'm gonna be doing more of these videos, so comment down below, and actually I want you guys to tell me what piece of music or what show do you want me to learn, what snare breaks you want me to learn, and I'll do my best to make a video for you. Thank you guys for sticking to the end and seeing my process. This was a stressful one. Hopefully the next one is a little bit easier. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. If you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, I'd appreciate it. Have a good day, guys. Peace.